Hello students, in the last chapter you learnt about the Great Depression of 1929 which originated in the United States of America, and it had far-reaching changes in the entire world. Today we will learn about Hitler and the Nazi ideology. We will also understand the conditions preceding Hitler's rise to power. Background to the rise of Nazi ideology. Nazism was an ideology which corresponded with Nazi worldview. It dominated German polity from 1933 to 49. The crimes committed by Hitler under this ideology were based on a set of beliefs and practices. To understand the emergence of Nazism, conditions in Germany preceding this ideology has to be understood. Let us recapitulate very briefly. First was the domination of Jews. After the unification of Germany, many wealthy Jews were in a very prominent position. They dominated the banking, commerce and industry sectors. Thus, the Nazis believed that the Jews were economically exploiting the Germans. In reality, the Jews fostered economic growth. Second was the First World War and its aftermath. The First World War led to economic crisis, political instability in Germany and blow to the prestige of the proud Germans. They were forced to sign the harsh treaty at Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles. It was a blow to the German pride, as not only was Germany held responsible for the war, but it had to bear the cost of the war, which led to economic crisis. In addition, Germany lost the regions of Alsace and Lorraine to France. Great Depression of 1923 and 1929 led to economic crisis, fall in agricultural prices, loss of jobs leading to widespread unemployment. After 1929, banks collapsed and businesses shut down. Consequently, workers lost their jobs and the middle classes were threatened with destitution. As jobs disappeared, youth took to criminal activities. The Treaty of Versailles thus proved to be a major source of widespread discontentment among Germans and led to the rise of Hitler in Germany. The Nazi ideology and its acceptance by the German people can be understood in this backdrop. The Nazi ideology. It was a worldview based on racial hierarchy in which there was supremacy of physically fit blue-eyed Nordic Germans and expansion of territories to acquire resources and settle German population. Hitler and Mein Kampf. Hitler in his book Mein Kampf, that is, My Struggle, gave out the characteristics of Nazism. He wrote this book between 1923 and 1924 when he was in prison for participating in the famous Beer Hackbusch in Munich. In this book, Hitler presented his worldview which was based on prejudices and took advantage of the hard times and the paranoia of the middle classes. Racial hierarchy. Nazi ideology was same as Hitler's worldview. It believed there was no equality between people, but only a racial hierarchy, and that blonde-haired person, blue-eyed Nordic German Aryans were at the top rung and Jews were located at the lowest rung. The Jews came to be regarded as anti-race and as the arch enemies of the Aryans. Thus, the Jews were classified as the priority enemy. The Nazis also claimed that Bismarck was unable to complete the German unification because of Jews. They said that the Jews had infiltrated the German parliament, and since they abolished the parliament, unification could not be completed. The Nazi ideology placed all the colored people in between depending upon their external features. They also targeted other groups like Roma Gypsies, all people with disability, Poles, Soviet prisoners of war, and Afro-Germans. These were to be targeted for persecution, imprisonment, and ultimately annihilation. The Nazis also included people who were politically against them and also homosexuals. Thus, they sought to eliminate those Germans who did not conform to their views. Concept of racism for Hitler and its ideology. Hitler's concept of racism was borrowed largely from thinkers like Charles Darwin and Herbert Spencer. Darwin was a natural scientist who used the concept of evolution and natural selection to explain the creation of plants and animals. Later, the idea of survival of the fittest was added by Herbert Spencer. Accordingly, adaptability to climatic condition was an important precondition for the survival of certain species on the earth. However, the ideas of Charles Darwin and Herbert Spencer were used by politicians and racist thinkers to justify the conquest of people and thereby establish imperial rule. The Nazi argument was simple: the strongest race would survive and the weak ones would perish. According to Hitler, the Aryan race was the fittest. It had to retain its purity, become stronger, and dominate the world. To achieve this, he advocated complete annihilation of Jews and other undesirables. Expansion of territories, Lebensraum. It is a biological term for habitat or living space. However, it was introduced as a concept of nationalism and it became a geopolitical goal of Germany in the First World War, which occurred between 1914 to 1918. During World War I, the British implemented trade blockades. This led to food shortages in Germany, and Germany's colonies in Africa were unable to help. Thus, there was support for German expansion eastwards in Russia to stop food shortages by gaining control of resources. In practice, however, the Nazis wanted to kill, deport, or to enslave the Polish, Ukrainian, Russian and other Slavic populations which were considered inferior to the Germans. Thus, the aim of Lebensraum was to repopulate Eastern Europe with German people of Aryan origin. Therefore, it was used by the Nazis to project themselves as superior. To achieve Lebensraum, they had the right to displace any people which they considered inferior. It had an added advantage of creating agricultural surplus to feed the growing German population. This would increase the power of the German nation. Hitler wanted to extend the German boundaries eastwards to accommodate all Germans in one place. Thus, Poland became the first target and also a country for Nazi experiments. Timeline showing expansion of Germany. In 1938, Hitler annexed Austria and demanded the liberation of German people in the Sudetenland, which is in Czechoslovakia. Britain and France conceded. 2nd March 1939, Hitler occupies Czechoslovakia. 3rd September 1939, Germany invaded and occupied Poland. 4th April, May 1940, Germany invaded and occupied Denmark and Norway. 10th May 1940, Hitler launched a blitzkrieg against Holland and Belgium. Both countries were occupied. 22nd June 1941, Germany and Italy attacked and had successes in Yugoslavia, Greece and North Africa. 22nd June 1941, Germany attacked Russia, Operation Barbarossa, and had some success. 7th December 1941, Japan attacked US naval base at Pearl Harbor, destroying ships, planes and radar stations. On 11th December 1941, Germany and Italy declared war on the USA. June 1941, Hitler sent 3 million soldiers and 3,500 tanks into Russia. Many Russian cities were conquered. But since Hitler did not expect the war to go on till winter, the German soldiers did not have winter clothes. Many froze to death. November 1942, Battle of Stalingrad. Russians win their first victory over Germany. Learners, now we will learn about the symbols used by Nazis to propagate their ideology. The first symbol of Nazi Empire was the swastika. Hitler chose the swastika as the symbol of Nazi Empire. It is considered as an auspicious symbol in Hinduism. However, its use as a racist symbol by the Nazi has stigmatized this pure symbol. It was considered as a symbol of racial purity by the Nazis as the Aryans used this symbol. The Nazis believed that the Aryans were German ancestors. Hitler erroneously believed that the swastika was anti-Semitic. Whatever the conclusions may have been made by Hitler and the Nazis, the swastika flag was dramatic and powerful. It achieved the desired effect among the German population. Anti-Semites and unemployed workers were drawn to the banner. Even Nazi opponents acknowledged that the swastika had a hypnotic effect. It was extensively used by the Nazis. The entire buildings were draped with the flag to evoke pride and hysteria. It was also used as badges and armbands throughout Nazi Germany. Establishment of the racial state. When the Nazis came to power, they quickly began to implement their goal of creating an exclusive racial community of pure Germans. This was done by physically eliminating all those who were seen as undesirable in the newly conquered areas. Nazis wanted only a society of pure and healthy Aryans. They were the desirables. Therefore, even those Germans who were seen as impure or had any abnormality had no right to exist. The Nazis officials had condemned to death many Germans who were considered mentally or physically unfit under the euthanasia program. When the Nazi army occupied the surrounding lands of France, Alsace and Lorraine, they immediately began the policy of racial restructuring. The property of Jews was confiscated and the money was used directly by the bureaucracy. Their jobs were taken away, along with their personal possessions and their money. They were then deported to concentration camps throughout Europe for slave labor, or they were put to death. In the undesirable list, the Jews were not the only community to be classified as the undesirable. This list also included gypsies and blacks who were considered as racially inferior. It was believed that they would threaten the biological purity of the superior Aryan race. Hence, they were widely persecuted. In addition, Russian and Poles were also not considered as humans and hence were also treated as inferiors. When Germany occupied Poland and parts of Russia, captured civilians were forced to work as slave laborers. Thus, these groups were subjected to hard labor, very little food, which ultimately resulted in large-scale deaths. The Nazi ideology justified their hatred towards the Jews, as the Christians traditionally identified them as the killers of Christ. The Jews were not allowed to own land till the medieval times. The only avenues open to them were trade and money lending. They were forced to live in separate marked areas called ghettos. Moreover, they were traditionally targeted and were routinely expelled from their lands and subjected to organized violence. Hitler capitalized on these traditional stereotypes and views of the Jews. He justified his hatred towards Jews by putting forward pseudo-scientific theories of race. Accordingly, he put forward that the Jews could not be converted and the problem could be solved only through their complete elimination. Thus, the Jews were pauperized, terrorized and segregated between 1933 and 1938 by the Nazis. This finally compelled the Jews to leave the country. Between 1939 and 1945, the main aim was to concentrate the Jews in certain areas and ultimately killing them in the gas chambers of Poland. The racial utopia. Hitler believed in racial utopia, a perfect society which was based on perfection and where the people were happy. Genocide and war became two sides of the same coin. Occupied Poland was divided up. Much of northwestern Poland was annexed to Germany. Once Poland was occupied, the Poles were compelled to leave their homes and properties behind. These were to be occupied by ethnic Germans brought in from occupied Europe. A part of Poland came to be known as general government, which was to be the place where all undesirables were to be sent. The transportation of these undesirables, like cattle, further added to their humiliation. To keep the Polish people spiritually and intellectually in servitude, the Polish intellectuals and philosophers were murdered in large numbers. To make matters worse, Polish children who looked like Aryans were taken away from their families to be examined by race experts. If they did not pass the race test, they were sent to orphanages where they did not survive. However, if they passed the race test, they were brought up by German families. It was in this area of the general government the largest ghettos came up. Later, concentration camps were set up in which the Jews were murdered in large numbers in the gas chambers. A Jewish man having his nose measured during Aryan race determination in Nazi Germany 1940. Nazis believed that Jews had hooked noses. Conclusion. Thus, we studied about the conditions for the rise of Hitler and Nazi ideology. The notion of desirables and undesirables were explained. The expansion eastwards of Hitler's army and the establishment of the racial state has been explained. In the next module, the results of Nazi ideology on Jews and the other undesirables will be explained. Thank you.